As we look at the team cards for the game, the Sydney Roosters 1 through 17 as per program. Just a change to the starting lineup. Craig Wing will start the game on the interchange bench after playing in Friday's test match. Stuart Webb in jumper number 14 will start the game for the Roosters. The coach is Ricky Stewart. One minor change to the St George Illawarra Dragons. It comes on the interchange bench. They are as per program 1 through 13. Ashton Sims is out. He played Premier League, and Albert Torrens will play his 150th first grade game. He'll wear jumper number 18 and start on the bench. The coach is Nathan Brown. Sean Hampstead, our referee, 205th first grade game. And what an afternoon. ANZAC Day 2005, we're underway. The Roosters against the Dragons. The Roosters first touch of the football, and it's Morley who takes it forward. Bailey's there to meet him. 10 metres out from the Roosters line, who are defending the northern end or scoreboard end of Aussie Stadium. And the Dragons have lost the football. Come up with the football as Kalis has lost at his first tackle. And here's an opportunity for the Dragons. Gaznia. They find themselves just 11 metres out from the goal line. Thompson now taking it forward, running at Fitzgibbon, who makes the tackle. Kalis in there also. Finch coming into assist, and so too Webb. Now the ball comes to Head, going on the outside to Bailey. Keeps it alive, chance here. Cray tackled by Monahan. He had to make it 2. 10 metres out from the line, about 18 metres in from this western touchline. Now the hands come through Head. It comes to Barrett, cuts out Thompson. Long ball on the outside to Best. They slide the Roosters to cover him in defence. Fitzgibbon makes the tackle. They're forcing them back, 19 out from the goal line. Here's Barrett running across field, kicking for Hornby. Minicello has it covered. He turns defence into attack and is finally tackled 15 metres out from the goal line.
And that's expected. Started the game from the Roosters and, of course, from the Dragons.
There's another mistake. Ricketson has dropped the football. 2 errors in the first 3 tackles they've had it for the Sydney Roosters. What a start.
It's a poor start really for the Roosters. Ricky Stewart certainly won't be happy with it, but one thing the Dragons have got to do, they've got to go that way. They've got to go forward before they go wide.
Penalty. Hands on it from Adrian Morley. What do they do here, the Dragons? Do they take the 2 or the tap?
I think the Dragons will take the 2 just to settle themselves down into the game. They've had a couple of opportunities now, the sets of 6 that the Roosters have dropped the ball. And it came from the Kalis mistake, the first one on the far left-hand side. Yep. Tackle there. And then Ricketson down this right-hand side, just fumbling the ball and then getting the penalty.
I think after the start, the Roosters will be happy. It's just 2. They're going to give up. If he kicks it, 15, maybe 16 metres out. 22 in from this western touchline. Left foot round the corner, kick up. And he's opened the scoring by adding 2 points to his tally for the season. And the Dragons lead by 2 points to 0. And the Roosters will be glad to get down the other end of Aussie Stadium.
Yeah, they certainly will. They'll be just trying to make sure that this set of 6, they try and control the Dragons from getting past around about the 30 to the 40 mark, so they don't get that big, long raking kick in by Head, the little number 7 for the Dragons.
Gary, the people are still streaming into Aussie Stadium, and we've already had 4 minutes of play. There's still hundreds of people outside trying to get in. We could have a crowd close to 35,000 here this afternoon for this round 7 clash, with the Dragons only having won 1 game all season. They have tremendous support, and so too do the Roosters. We've got a great game in prospect this afternoon as Cray will play it. Nagama. Some people outside may not actually get to see the game before about 20-25 minutes in. Headed acting half. Now Barrett dumbing the kick. They're going to run it. Thompson into half a gap. Here's a chance. He's out sprinting Kalis at the moment, who's hanging on and makes the tackle. Last here for the Dragons. Thompson will play it. It comes now to Barrett. Long ball to Head. He's got Bailey with him. Throws a longer pass on the outside to Cooper. Cooper shows it. Comes off the body of Flannery, but didn't play at it. And that's the changeover. And so the Roosters survive, but they are under enormous pressure.
Yeah, just trying to put too much pressure on Trent Barrett. This is the end of the chase by Kalis. Barrett went through the hole, found Thompson on his right-hand side, but a great chase down here by Flannery just to stop the raid. Once again, another mistake here by the Roosters. Another drop ball. Morley. Sean Hampstead just saying there, this is a surrender tackle. That's where you drop your feet. And then he just lost the ball cold.
Opportunity for the Dragons here. As you can see there, 15 metres out. Head. Now it comes to Barrett. Turns the ball inside to Timmins. Tackle made there by Flannery. Right in centre field. Fitzgibbon there also. And Minicello making it 3. Barrett. Now there's a chance. Hornby straight through. And the Dragons are in. Did he get it down? Amos Roberts is there. Monahan is there. But Ben Hornby has scored the try. The Dragons 6. The Roosters 0 with a kick to come.
And that all goes back to the amount of possession that the Dragons are having. 87% of the ball in the opening 6 minutes of this game, and Hornby scores down this left-hand flank. Great dummy runners, long ball by Barrett, and watch Hornby running into a big gap. Roberts thought he had him for pace, he just didn't. He got on the outside of him, scores a very good try. Once again, the Roosters on this right-hand side really found wanting in defence. Monahan decided to slide. He probably should have come in to make the tackle on Hornby because it didn't look like he was actually going to pass the ball. That's a very good try by the Dragons, and they've come here to play today.
Here's Head. Trying to add 2, but he's hooked it to the right. As we go down to the touchline, Greg Alexander.
Yeah, Ricky Stewart's been juggling his 5/8s around. Amos Roberts wearing the number 6 today. He wore the number 2 last week in that match against the Bulldogs, but actually played 5/8, so it's not his first run at 5/8, but he was caught out in defence there. That was a beautiful ball by Trent Barrett that put Ben Hornby in some space. Roberts thought he had him for speed, but couldn't get him. Good start by the Dragons.
Amos Roberts. Shortish kick, near touch. Cray has it covered away from Crocker. And now Ricketson in possession. This is Cooper. 10 metres short of the halfway line. Bailey runs at Flannery, who makes the tackle. Dean Young goes into acting half. Now it comes to Timmins. Here's Riles, solid defence there. Stuart Webb, Fitzgibbon in there also. Morley coming in. 3 Roosters in the tackle. 5 metres into Dragons territory. Young at acting half. Now it comes to Barrett, kicking for the corner. Here's the chase from Best. Minicello almost slipped, but took it well. Can they complete a set? Can they get to tackle 3?
Well, we hope so. So is their coach, Ricky Stewart. They've done none. 0 from 3.
They've lost it. They can't get to tackle 3. Penalty. Well, got the tip from the touch judge, Pat Reynolds. It was almost deja vu for the Roosters.
Oh, I think he's lucky. I think he's very, very lucky. The hand is around the shoulder in the arm area. I think he's dropped that ball cold. I think they are very lucky to get a penalty there, the Roosters. But just going back to that try that Amos Roberts was found out. He was actually playing out this as a centre position, not the 5/8. Flannery was inside of him.
Here's Morley. Keep looking down to the SCG into the ground, and people still streaming in. This crowd has got to be pushing up to the 35 by the time they all get in as Kalis takes it forward. Now 35 metres out now from the Dragons line. Here's Webb out of acting half to Finch. Here's Crocker at an angle. Good defence on the edge of the ruck by the Dragons. Cray it was. Now Finch kicking for the corner. The garment goes back. Awkward bounce for Hornby. Taken to ground by Monahan. Goal line dropout. And so now the Dragons under a bit of pressure. Look at them still streaming in. And they walk across down the front near the dead ball line. There they are, still going to their seats. And what have we had? 10 minutes of play. There's about 1,000 people outside also. And then the police stop them while there's play so people aren't interfered with. Trying to watch the game and let them go through when there's a stoppage in play.
Isn't it great, though, that the fans have really turned out, especially on today, but all throughout the season in 2005, they've all turned out to watch some footy. Another drop ball. Morley looking to get the pass away.
Now it comes to Hornby, and he is finally tackled 15 metres out from his own line. And so the Dragons work it out, and the Roosters, what is it, 2 from 6, their completion rate. One of those completions was when they got a penalty. When they dropped it on the early tackle, it was ruled a strip. Out a very short blindside goes Timmins. About 8 metres short of the halfway line. Young, now ahead, Bailey. Fitzgibbon around the legs, 5 short of the halfway line. Now Barrett, long ball, it comes. This is Gaznia, straight to Finch, and I'm sure that he called for it, Brett Finch. I heard a Gaz call, and it went straight to the man that I'm sure that called for it, Brett Finch.
Well, look how I did it. He didn't hesitate 1 second. He thought that it was his man behind him. Now the Roosters, they've got to make sure they complete the set, get a good kick away as they did before, and maybe try and get a repeat set down on the try line against the Dragons. Great run here by Kalis again.
35 metres out from the Dragons line. Thompson made the tackle. Here's Finch. Finch, they up quickly, they let him run inside to Minicello. Ordinary defence from the Dragons, and Anthony Minicello has hit back for the Roosters. Lance Thompson throws his mouthguard into the ground in disgust. The Roosters are back, the Dragons lead 6-4.
And it was around the ruck area where Finch found them wanting in defence. And it come from the pass from Gaznia on this right-hand flank. He thought he heard the call from Thompson back inside. Finch is the man who grabs the ball, passes out wide. But watch this here, the defence, the Dragons, they didn't come up. Riles held back, ball back inside to Minicello. Got the Roosters back in the game, but the defence of the Dragons, this will show Riles here going up too fast. And then the inside ball, once again, just catching them out. Hornby had to make a decision. And Minicello going unopposed.
Three from 4 last week. 17 goals on the season so far. 71%. Should have little trouble. He doesn't. And so it's 6-all. The Roosters and the Dragons down to the touchline. Greg Alexander.
Yeah, Anthony Minicello, what a great test match he had for Australia on Friday night. He's been under some pressure early in the season because we've had some great displays from fullbacks this year. But Anthony Minicello then on the inside of that Brett Finch pass. Jason Riles took his eyes off the man with the ball. He overread it. Luke Bailey didn't move with him. That created the space for Brett Finch, who last week had his best game for the Roosters against the Dogs.
Nagama gets us underway. Minicello is underneath it. And Morley brings it back. Here's Kalis. Thompson, McRae I should say, is in there with Riles and Bailey. Ricketson. Here's the reaction of Lance Thompson after that try, throwing the mouthguard down in disgust. Angry man. Will it fire him up and his teammates? Hornby. Able to return the ball. Not a great kick from Roberts.
That's a terrible kick from Roberts. Just not putting any effort into the kick whatsoever. And that's where Finch needs to take over. Look at the defence here by the Roosters. Greg Alexander touched on the mark. Composure. And that's what the Roosters are doing now. They look composed.
Here's Riles, taking it forward, running it Flannery, also Amos Roberts. It's the 40-metre line. Roosters into the field, he plays it on. Head, runs to the line, almost able to get through, and maybe a pass to Thompson as Fitzgibbon went up a little bit quickly. Last tackle here. Barrett puts the ball high. Walker is back there. Who wants it? Best taps it back. Webb can't get it. Was it touched? No, it wasn't. Gaznia keeping it alive. Now tackle from behind. Finch comes up and wraps up the football. And so it's a changeover as Barrett has to hand it over. 6-all the score.
And this is where the Dragons are really got to muscle up in defence around that ruck area. A couple of scoots out of dummy half by the Roosters, and then they'll look to line it up here now. Here goes Fitzgibbon going to the line, but standing and waiting, the Dragons.
Back to Minicello, who runs across field. Timmins makes the tackle with Bailey right on the 30-metre line. Roosters into the field. Cross. He runs across, and is easy meat for the defence as well. Referee calls dominant. Prey was in there. Webb out of acting half. 5 metres short of halfway. Crocker. Now back to Finch. Angles the kick towards the touchline. Well positioned Hornby takes it on the full. And hitting an absolute bone rattler by Adrian Morley, who forced the ball free.
That's the sort of stuff that Morley is capable of. Got his shoulder into the top part of where Hornby was carrying the ball. Watch this for a hit here. Oh, great hit. And then the second effort, Hornby tried to get up. Then they're allowed to make the tackle because the referee didn't call held.
Roosters, right, Saints, Roosters have got the feed. Outside foot forward, locks are in. In you go, Michael. Mate, Michael, you got to get in the scrum, mate. You can't just stand there, you got to go in the scrum. Outside foot forward. Down.
Now Crocker picks it up from the base of the scrum. Flannery, Roberts ran into Riles then for mine, nothing in it. The Roosters didn't like it. The play on, says the referee. Webb out of acting half. 20 metres out from the line. The Roosters with an opportunity to hit the lead. Here's Finch, turns it to Morley. And Morley makes his way to about 12 metres out from the goal line. Webb, now Ricketson, Finch, Roberts, stepping, can't get away from Barrett, wraps him up on the 10-metre line. Fitzgibbon goes into acting half. They go left again, now they come back to the right through Roberts. He then passes to Webb. Webb turns his back on the defence and is taken to ground by Riles. Last tackle here for the Roosters. They come to the right, Finch puts it high. Nagama under pressure, here's Monaghan. He's lost the ball, it's still alive. Hornby picks it up, knock on in goal. Goal line dropout.
Very lucky. And Sean Hampstead getting some advice from some of the players of the Dragons, but Nagama goes up nice and high. It's still play on at this point. And then one of the Rooster players touched it, but it wasn't propelled forward, so that's play on. Flannery plays to the whistle, makes the tackle on Hornby. Another set of 6 here against the Dragons. They should attack the left-hand side where Barrett is. There's a couple little holes here starting to appear already.
Roberts with a slight juggle. Offloads to Morley. Takes it to the 30-metre line. And the Dragons hold again. Finch inside to Mick Crocker. And he takes it to the 20. Frey around the legs. Over the top was Cooper. Webb. Cooper wraps him up, but he's able to offload back to Kalis. Kalis running across field. Taken to ground by Bailey. And also in there was Sean Timmins. Webb at acting half. Here's Ricketson. Now to Finch. Finch, second man play, Minicello. Gaznier forces the ball free. Did it go touch in goal, or was it a knock-on in the field of play? Knock-on in the field of play. It will be a scrum for the Dragons, loose and feed.
I'm just saying, just on that left-hand flank there, you can see there Barrett just unsure whether he should come in or not. And there's just little holes starting to appear on that right-hand defensive line with Gasnier and Barrett are and Thompson.
No, he don't play right on. There's no time off the scrums. He's not there. He's not there. In you go. Right, locks are in.
Plenty of talk from the fourth backs.
Very short side, and now Gasnier gets put into touch. 10 out from your own line, and you get put into touch.
But go back to what Ricky Stewart said at the start. It's all about attitude. The attitude they had last week against the Bulldogs, and they've got to bring it here today. Gasnier thought that the referee would call held. He stayed up nice and high. Good work here by the Roosters to pick him up and drag him over the sideline. That's play on.
Riles going to the blood bin.
Can't wait for replacements. Go down. I told you that before. In you go. Down.
Justin Poore coming on for Riles. First interchange, and it was a blood bin interchange for the Dragons. Minicello plays it. Finch. Now Ricketson. About 18 metres out from the Dragons line. They're under pressure here. Finch. Crocker changing the angle of attack. Inside the 10. Finch, Roberts, Fitzgibbon back on the angle. The defence is there to meet him, but he's able to offload. Anthony Tupou's on the field for the Roosters. Ball thrown back. Roberts picks it up, keeps it alive to Minicello. Now to Cross. Here's a chance. Cross gets past the tackle of Timmins and is taken to ground by Hornby just a couple of metres out from the line. Penalty.
It was high tackle under him. High tackle.
The high tackle.
High tackle, I got it. Right, I'll tell you what it was for. Sean Timmins, he's gone high. Yeah, it's a slap, but he went high, so it's a penalty. Yeah.
Good work there by Barrett just to try and slow it down. Now the Roosters on attack again.
They take the tap, Fitzgibbon. 5 metres out, right in front of the uprights. Here's Finch. Ricketson on the inside. Turns into Tupou. And he's tackled just a couple of metres out from the line. Webb. Now Roberts. Crocker runs a decoy. Takes the man out. The ball is on the ground. Minicello couldn't pick it up. Nagama has it for the Dragons. But they could easily have come up with a penalty because Crocker certainly took a man out in defence.
Big issue about the way the Roosters are attacking is around that ruck area, trying to bring all the defenders in. Then they look to go nice and wide. The Dragon players are really going to work hard here. Bailey and co have got to stand up and take the ball forward.
There's Craig Wing getting ready to come on for the Roosters. Timmins. He's taken there by Flannery. Conrad calls the referee. Also in there, Anthony Tupou. Bailey. Thought about passing it. You could hear his teammates saying, hold it, hold it, hold it. He did so, 15 short of halfway. Young to acting half. Now ahead. Hornby is going to be the kicker from his 30-metre line. Chris Walker is under it on his 20. The chase from the Dragons. There's a straight line and they smash Chris Walker.
Oh, this is good football, both in attack and defence. Each side here knows what they are playing for. It's desperation stakes for both sides.
Wing is on. Stuart Webb is off. Kalis taken there by Timmins, but somehow manages to offload the football. Minicello. He is smashed also. Lance Thompson involved. Wing. Now Tupou off the middle of the ruck. Can he get the arm free? Minicello was there. He couldn't. Thompson made the tackle. Wing to Ricketson. Cross. Arm free as well, Fitzgibbon. Underhand pass to Walker. He pops it back to Wing. And Wing is tackled 15 metres out from the goal line. Walker at acting half. It comes now to Finch. Looking for the crossfield kick. Monahan leaping high. Pops the ball back to Crocker. Forward pass to Amos Roberts. Referee right in line. Changeover.
Great play by both sides. This is a tremendous game of football. Nagama just making sure that the other person in the Roosters catch the ball. That was Monahan. Waited his ground.
Go back to the line and wait until both lights call time back on.
Colin Best coming from the right wing and got smashed straight away. Just 12 metres out from his own line. Nagama now out of acting half. The two wingers trying to ease the workload for the forwards. Timmins throws the dummy to Bailey. Takes the tackle himself of Wing and Tupou. 28 out from his own line. Head to Craig. Crocker is in there with a couple of his teammates. Luke Ricketson being one of them. And Chris Flannery the other. Here's Young out of acting half. 8 metres short of the halfway line. Last tackle here for St George Illawarra. Very early goes Finch, but they go the other way through Head. Minicello, well positioned. One bounce straight into his arms. Straight line here from the Dragons. Can it hold? It does. Thompson makes the tackle.
And that's what they needed, the Dragons there, to make sure that they have a good chase on the kick. They'll have to do that the whole game because Minicello's just looking for that player that's a little bit slow or not coming up the line straight, and he'll cut through.
Roberts, very disorganised here, the Roosters. No one there, but Kalis manages to go forward, loses the ball. Strip says the referee was right there.
Yeah, two goes at the ball, hit it out, wait on, and hit the ball out. Hit it out. Hit it out. There it is here.
Sean Hampstead saying he had 2 goes at the ball. He was in perfect position. There's one.
He lost it.
He lost it. I'm with you. But he was in perfect position to make the call.
He was right there, wasn't he? And that could be a crucial call. He just lost it there, Jason Kalis. But anyway, the Roosters now 22 metres out. Finch, they go the blind side. The kick for Cross. Best was slow in turning, but has it covered and takes it over the dead ball line.
They're targeting that area well, aren't they? They bring it around about 30 metres in off the sideline, then hit back down the short side, then they'll bring it in once again. Really trying to target that short side.
Michael Ennis coming on for the Dragons as Ben Craig goes off. Sean Timmins and Trent Barrett having a chat with the referee about that decision. It's gone. Minicello is waiting for this goal line dropout. Ben Hornby takes his time, 15 minutes out from half time. Goes to Amos Roberts, who has Kalis with him. And Kalis runs at Ennis, who makes the tackle. Wing to Crocker, who's lost it and went straight at Matthew Innes, or Michael Innes, I should say. And the Dragons have come up with it again.
I think plenty at half-time, and Ricky Stewart will get to his troops and say, we've just got to hold the football. Now the errors, the Dragons are away down that right flank.
Gaznia and Cross, and he's lost the ball. There's the strip.
Oh, no. It was on the ground. It was on the ground. It was on the ground. It was one-on-one, but he was on the ground. He was on the ground. You hit it out.
You know what I'm loving today? Sean Hansen taking total control of the game, not copying any criticism off any of the players, tell them what's going on and getting on with it.
Justin Poor takes it forward. In excess of 30,000 here at Aussie Stadium watching this battle between the Dragons and the Roosters. And Gaznia this time comes up with the error. And what a battle that is this afternoon. Gaznia v Cross.
Cross put plenty of pressure on then, didn't he? He saw him going up nice and high for the ball. That was Gaznia trying to recover it. The long high ball, I should say, from head. Just had a little bit of a look as Cross was coming in to make the tackle. He makes the mistake. Let the Roosters off again.
Roosters have got the feet. Let's go into the outside foot forward. Box are in. It's out.
Monahan. 20 metres out from his own line. 6-all the score. 13 out from half-time. Crocker steps away from Timmins. Can't get away from Bailey, but throws it back to Wing, and he's lost it. Penalty inside the 10.
You're all offside. You're all offside.
Crocker, Kalis come off. Ben Hannant goes on. So too Richard Faoso. Finch cuts out Ricketson to Amos Roberts. Straight through. Thompson misses the tackle, but Hornby does it, but he gets his arms free to Wing. Wing now runs it Young. He doesn't make the tackle, but Michael Ennis does. They're 10 metres out from the goal line. Flannery, it comes to Ricketson. Finch now straightening in a very muddy part of Aussie Stadium. He'll play it a couple of metres out from the goal line in line with the left-hand uprights. It comes to Flannery. He runs at the goal line. Timmins tries to hold him up and around the legs as Hornby. He'll play the football. Tackle number 3. Hannett, not know that he didn't really expect that football. He was now tackled 5 metres out. Bailey is there. Young and Ennis also. Wing, they go to the left. Finch cuts out a couple. Minicello numbers here. Crosses over, able to pass the ball over to Chris Walker, who scores in the corner. A set play from the Roosters. Quick hands from Ryan Cross, and the Roosters are in front.
And they'll be targeting that area. Tremendous effort by Roberts from the tap play. They went 2 passes wide. Saw the gap, did Roberts. Took on the defensive line once again, making sure that Barrett, he started to stay out. He had to come in and take Roberts. Wing, the experience of Wing there, just making sure they take the tackle. Then watch the 2 players that come through as the dummy. Picks up Minicello. What about the hands from Cross? Tremendous effort, catch and pass. Picks up Walker on that left-hand side. Tremendous.
22 metres out. About 6 metres in from the eastern touchline. He struck it very well. He doesn't miss too many. As Craig Fitzgibbon, he extends the lead for the Roosters. It's 12 points to 6. Greg Alexander down on the touchline.
Yeah, well, it was all the Dragons early. It was a very shaky start by the Roosters, but they've played themselves into the game. They're getting through their sets. The Dragons are finding it hard to handle the Roosters around the ruck, and that's opened up the space on the edges of the ruck. And brilliant hands there, just lovely hands by Ryan Cross to get Chris Walker over.
Nagama, restart. Straight down the middle of the park, Minicello. There's Faoso with him. He returns it very strongly. And Ennis and Young there to make the tackle.
And there's the Roosters there having 54% of the possession. At the start of the game, the first 5 to 6 minutes, the Dragons had something like 81% of the ball.
Ricketson. Barrett with the tackle. Here's Tupou. Has it Thompson. Able to offload somehow to Craig Wing, who's into open space now. Here's Minicello. They've got plenty of numbers here, the Roosters. Flannery, he's got Monahan on his outside. The cover comes across and is able to wrap him up. The Dragons able to just regroup. Can they put him in the touch? They do. Tremendous work from the Dragons because they had the numbers, the Roosters, and somehow they were able to get over there in numbers, the Dragons, and force the ball into touch.
Well, Monahan, specialist right-hand winger, should have come infield then. There was plenty of time and room for him, and good to see the Dragons in scramble defence once again. They're bust down the middle. Greg Alexander mentioned it. You get loose there, and they will carve you up, the Roosters.
Well, Jason Riles is coming back from the blood bin in jumper number 25.
Well, they need him. They need someone to take the ball forward.
He won't be back in 10.
Bring it back over here. Back to the line where it's supposed to be.
He'll be wearing 25.
Righto. It's loose. Give him the loose and let go down there. Stand there. Put your arm in and go down. Right. That's off foot forward. It's out.
It's out. Don't know whether it actually went in.
Sideways mark.
Here we are. Hold. Go.
So Luke Bailey coming off for Jason Riles to go on. And as I mentioned, he's in 25. If you've got the program at home watching or at the pub or club around the country, he's in 25 as Thompson. As he hit slightly high from cross, across the shoulder, says the referee. Gasnier. It's tackle number 4, as they're about 12 metres short of the halfway line. Ennis is going to kick early. There's no one back there for the Roosters. It's a pretty good kick, is it? Is that inside or over? Touch in goal, says the touch judge. Pat Reynolds on the far side. Did the test match himself. He's backing up from Friday night. There it is.
Oh, I think the video referee should have come in there. I thought it was just in. That's a little bit unlucky. The Dragons, they should have had another set of 6 there.
15 short of halfway. And it plays it. Fitzgibbon. 9 short of that halfway line. He'll play it to wing. Ricketson. Riles is there with the tackle.
That's the difference so far in this opening half, is that the Roosters are willing to go forward first before they start going wide, and the Dragons are starting their runs out of dummy half, but they need their forwards to go forward. Look at that for a defensive line.
The Garmin out. Runs it Hannon, who makes a very good one-on-one tackle. Right around the legs. Tupou over the top. Ennis finds Barrett and offloads there to Thompson. Ennis cuts out Gasnier to Best. Tries to get away from cross, can't do so. That's tackle number 4. Barrett running across field. Hornby did well to take that football under pressure from Flannery and wing. Last tackle right in centre field. Barrett's come to the left. They come to him, but it's gone straight through his hands. He's able to pick it up, flick it out the back. That ball went forward a mile from Young. Nagama's racing down the touchline, but forget it, boys. You've got to come back.
What about the big front rower? Hannett kept on chasing down the middle. Correct decision by the touchy here. Forward pass.
Matt King, the touch judge on this side. Sloppy end of that set from the Dragons.
Here we are, Saints. Right, play there.
He'll be happy, Matt. He's got himself on telly this week. Tries at least once again. Get himself on. Halfway line. There's Finch. Good ball, Minicello. Into space, but it closed quickly. Best made a tackle that had to be made. Otherwise, the Roosters were away again. Wing. They're still under pressure here, the Dragons. They're just holding on. 15 metres out from the goal line. They play it. Ricketson. Finch holds the ball to cross. Running behind Fitzgibbon. We're going to check that one with Tim Mander for sure. Walker puts the ball down.
Just check the instruction there.
Great second man play here. Look at the Dragons just holding. Ball goes in behind. There's nothing wrong with that. That's play on. Barrett can put his hands up. He made the misread. I don't have a problem with that. That is great play by the Roosters. Have a look at Barrett here. He's too wide. Standing. No way. That is play on.
Yep, that's fair
play
enough.
on. You can moan as much as you like, Dragons. It's a misread. You've got to move up. You can't stand on your line.
I wasn't even actually looking at Fitzgibbon. I was looking at Cross initially.
Cross started on the inside, then moved out to the outside. So
here's the decision as Paul McGregor speaks to his Dragons. Players a try. Chris Walker has a double. The Dragons are in trouble. 16-6 with a kick to come to the Roosters. They trailed by 6. They now lead by 10.
And that right-hand side has been a real worry for the Dragons in defence. And you see Fitzgibbon running through and then Cross coming from the right side to the left side. A well-rehearsed play, but well run. There he is. Barrett puts his hands up. And he wasn't taken out. He had an opportunity to go out. He didn't. He took nobody. Cross and Walker, they have just destroyed them down that left-hand flank.
4.5 out from half-time. And this next 4 minutes of play will be critical for the Dragons in this game. They can't afford to get any further behind. Fitzgibbon strikes it magnificently. Craig Fitzgibbon adds the extra points. It is now 18 points to 6 down to the touchline. Greg Alexander.
Yeah, no doubt Ricky Stewart had a good look at the Dragons game against the Broncos last week. They were caught out 3 times down that right-hand side. See Craig Wing causing trouble up the middle of the ruck. But Colin Best, when that try was scored, he started to tuck in behind his defender. He should have stayed up in a straight line. He could have made that tackle.
You saw there on that replay, he actually made the tackle in field also. The tackle before. Is now Faoso brings the football back. 3.5 to go, 18 points to 6. Hannon. They're within touch here, the Dragons, but 24 to 6 at the break. A different story. We don't have the best of records against the Roosters of late. They've won just 1 of their last 8, the Dragons, against the Roosters. As Best will take the football.
And that's been the difference. Every time that the Roosters, especially in this first half, have an opportunity to get themselves out of trouble, they work it out with their forwards, put a good kick in, good chase. That's what the Dragons have got to get back to.
Albert Torrens on the field for the Dragons. That's he in possession now. 150 first grade games today for Albert Torrens in jumper number 18. Ennis running across field, now linking up with Head, puts him under pressure though. Young, the tackle of Roberts. He can't get away from Ricketson and also Wing. Last here as Head kicks back across his body. Hornby chasing, Walker is there, Minicello's there. They combine, collide, and Ben Hornby has scored a miracle try. Can you believe it?
Well, it's the first time the Dragons got themselves in any sort of position. Great to see the little number 7 for the Dragons. Head take control down this end of the field. He picks it up on the left-hand side of the flank, puts the kick across field. Watch this, puts it across beautifully. Everybody's on side. No communication from the winger and the fullback. And Walker and Minicello. And Hornby comes over the top, grabs the ball, puts it down. Watch this for a reverse kick. Tremendous effort, but it's the men that are chasing through. They're just waiting for that one mistake. Tremendous effort by Hornby. Isn't he happy about that? Gets the Dragons back into this game.
Didn't they need that one? A double today for Ben Hornby in the first half. They needed that, the Dragons. 18-6 is gettable. 18-12, which it will be after Head converts. It's a much better scenario for them. And there's the extra 2 from Matthew Head. 18 points to 12. The Roosters over the Dragons, and what an enthralling first 39 minutes of play we've had on ANZAC Day 2005 at Aussie Stadium. Ricky Stewart looks on.
He'll be disappointed with that, knowing that Walker and Minicello should have taken that ball and got themselves out of trouble. But that's what the Dragons are like. They can create opportunities out of nothing, but you've got to have the men pushing through the line, chasing those kicks.
Amos Roberts gets us underway again with only 30 seconds remaining. So a couple of tackles for the Dragons. Will they try something? Will they just take it to half-time? What is in their mind? Young runs at wing. 13 seconds. Riles. Trent Barrett looks at the scoreboard. What will they do? They're just going to take it to half-time. There's the siren in the background. And so at half-time here at Aussie Stadium, Anzac Day 2005, the Roosters 18, the Dragons 12. Amos Roberts gets us underway for the second half. The Dragons defending the northern end of Aussie Stadium. The Roosters, the southern or SCG end of the ground. And the Dragons have first opportunity to try and put some points on the board. As Thompson is tackled 20 metres out from his own line. There's a solid tackle from Ryan Cross. Also in there was Finch, who hurt himself, I think. Or was he just putting some tape back on the wrist? Here's Thompson. What about the contact there from Ryan Cross? Certainly some physical battles today as Barrett has a crossfield. A tackle made there by Tupou over the top. Behind the legs, Faoso and Justin Paul. Now it comes from Barrett. Last tackle here. Head kicking for the corner. Monahan is back there. Will it find touch? It does. So we'll have our first scrum of the second half, with the Roosters leading by 18 points to 12. Matthew Head finding touch. So the Roosters will have to work it out from their own end and hope for a better start with the football than they did in the first half.
I'll be making sure that they hold on to the ball. That's one of the requests from their coach, Ricky Stewart, would have said to them at half-time. Make sure you control it. Walker looks like he may have picked up a bit of a leg injury here and involved him on the earlier tackles in the second half.
Trouble on that left wing for the Roosters. Finch finds Monahan, who runs at Hornby, who makes the tackle. Fitzgibbon offloads back to Finch, finds Hannon. 3 Dragons there to bring him to ground. Riles was one of them. Ennis was in there also, so too Young. Ricketson, 12 short of the halfway line. Tupou, crossfield, full straightening, 5 short of halfway. Finch kicks on 4, outside the 40, Best watches it. Not sure whether he knew where the ball was, and in the end, he almost got himself into a bit of trouble.
Thought the touchy on that right-hand flank was going to go down there and put his flag up there. He's still standing there. As Hornby now tries to go forward for the Dragons, and some of the Dragons plays, this is number 2, and they're just getting onside now.
Young. Hannon in there, defending, and Faoso. Thompson still going, wasn't held, able to get up and go again. He picked up an extra couple of metres. Ennis to Barrett, runs to the line, throws the dummy. Fitzgibbon gets him from behind. Ennis puts a spiralling torpedo bomb. Monahan and Minicello watch it bounce. Luckily for them, it was a nice, comfortable bounce. Could have gone anywhere.
It could have done, but a little bit of luck going their way in the opening stage of the second half. They need to get under that high ball, and that's what they should be doing to Minicello and Monahan. Put it up nice and high, put them under pressure throughout the second half.
Still going, Tupou. They finally put him to ground. Faoso. 5 short of halfway. Young in there to make the tackle with Ennis. Ricketson runs at Albert Torrens, who makes the tackle with number 25, who's Jason Riles. Changed jumpers because of the blood bin. Here's Finch kicking. Matthew Head in the first half, which led to a Dragons try. Best has it covered. I thought for a moment he was trying to get his arms free to pass the football.
I think he was. He was trying to get hold of Matt Cooper just on the outside of his man. 2 men coming to tackle Best. Just couldn't offload the ball.
What they have done, Gary, is changed the wings for Nagama and Best. Best played on the right wing in the first half. And now Nagama, I should say, on the right, now he's on the left, and Nagama was on the left, he's now on the right. So it's Gaznia and Nagama and Best and Cooper defending out wide. Last tackle, head. Little bounce in front of Monahan. It does, and it's an awkward bounce for him. He just got there in the end. As I said before, the ball can bounce anywhere. It almost caught Monahan out.
Well, that's where they should be targeting the Dragons. They want to target down that left-hand side. Make sure Monahan does plenty of work and bringing the ball back.
Fitzgibbon. 15 short of halfway. On tackle number 4. Wing tried to steal some metres, but Riles didn't fall for it.
Just see there the Roosters, they're all standing in a bit of a bunch, not really spreading away from the ball. Hornby gets us in good position, makes it up, probably around about to the 35 to 40 metre mark.
Ryan Cross in there to make the tackle again as we go down to the touchline. Greg Alexander.
Yeah, a try like Ben Hornby's second try, 1 minute before half-time, can really change the momentum in a game as Nagama makes half a break. Ricky Stewart at half-time was making sure that that didn't happen. Gasnier out on the left-hand side now, making sure that didn't happen, keeping the intensity up and the speed that they're playing the game. Now, you're right, Mark, the Dragons, they have changed. Nagama and Colin Best have been having all sorts of trouble as Gasnier splits the defence there. So Nagama and Best have swapped sides. That's how much trouble they're having with their right-hand defence.
Here's a chance for the Dragons. Ennis floating it over the top, and Monahan comes up with the interception and almost was able to link up with Roberts. He doesn't need to, maybe because he's breaking tackles on his own.
Monahan had to come in and take that pass. They were on all sorts of pressure. Now the Roosters are back on attack. Minicello caught 45 off his own line.
Ricketson into Dragons territory. Fitzgibbon, now Cross. Now Finch. Tupou able to offload, but he didn't look where he was passing it. Cooper has come up with possession.
That's one thing Tupou can do, can offload in any sort of tackle, but the players have got to get around him nice and tighter if they want to make the extra yardage off his passes.
Torrens just rolled it between his legs, made no attempt to play that football then. So the Dragons were lucky to get away with that. He's coming from the field, Albert Torrens, to be replaced by Sean Timmins. That should be interchange number 5 as Thompson. He had the arms free then, but Gasnier came a fraction too late. Barrett, head, Young, wrap around, Barrett, back to head, hands over the touchline. Cooper, did Best get his hands to it? Was it an opportunity? Was it a bad pass? It was a wasted chance.
And they've had plenty of possession down here. The pass, caught Monahan. A 2-on-1 situation. Best probably should have taken the pass.
Lance Thompson, who was waiting on the bench, couldn't believe it. So, wasted opportunity there for the St George Illawarra Dragons.
And this is where they really have to muscle up in defence. They can't allow the Roosters to make that little break, and with the offload, they make 40 or 50 metres.
Cross. Steps inside, Barrett over to offload. Nagama with a tackle on Walker. Does he put him in a touch? No. Oh, so close. Wing at acting half. Here's Kalis. Prey with the tackle, and he's back on. Wing. Who fell awkwardly in that tackle. Is he okay? He is. He's up quickly. Finch puts it high. Difficult kick. Best and Hornby. Hornby takes it and then is able to return it. It's a foot race. Minicello is going to chase Cooper. Who is quicker? Here's Minicello with a great tackle 20 metres out. Quick play, the ball needed. The Roosters are struggling to get back. Head. He's got Barrett on his outside and Young. He's running around in circles. Finds Ennis, who runs across field. Still running, looking to link with someone, and now takes the tackle. 12 metres out from the goal line, the Roosters have regrouped. Plays the ball. Now it comes to Barrett. Barrett finds Riles. He goes forward, has the arm free, but no one to pass it to. Ricketson there to make the tackle with Flannery. He gets up and plays it sloppily for Head. He kicks for no one. Amos Roberts is there and tidies up, and Head makes the tackle, and he had to because no one knew that he was going to kick it as Roberts throws it away.
Yeah, I'll look.
And this is the bust. Once again, Hornby in perfect position to take the catch. The Roosters' defensive line really not up there. And what about this tackle here by Minicello? Great effort.
Bailey coming back on. That's another wasted interchange, and he's got blood on his jumper, 2 rolls. He's going to have to change that one. He'll come on with 148 in a moment. He's got 25 as it is. Bailey takes it forward. Under a little bit of pressure here, the Roosters, but the Dragons just can't quite get the ball over that goal line. Good tackle from Adrian Morley and Justin Paul. Let's come up with the error.
That's what the Roosters were looking for, just that mistake. Barrett just taking his eye off the ball. Quality player, Trent. He'd be disappointed in himself. It was an easy take. Just probably looking up, he knew that he had Hornby coming back on the inside. He was going to take someone on to try and get the ball back there. They've really got to muscle up in defence now, the Dragons.
Ricketson from the base of the scrum has lost a few metres as Barrett comes up with the tackle. Roberts, crossfield, pushes away from 2, now straightens. Get away from Cooper. Oh, that was a metre forward. That was deliberately thrown forward. Could easily have been penalised. I don't know what Jason Cater, maybe surprised at the pass, not the call.
Minicello not known for his passing from the dummy half area, but Jason Cater started his run very, very early. Now, they've been let off the Dragons. Ricky Stewart looks on.
Dragons got the feed. Roosters is going to stand there. Locks are in.
Matthew Head taking his time to get over there.
And you go, locks in. You go, Sean. It's out. You want him?
Timmins.
They keep telling you.
Offside. They wouldn't get back. Penalty. Quick. Ennis wanting the quick tap.
It's too fast. Wait long set. There it is there. The differential.
So Bailey takes it forward. So the Roosters' defence is under pressure once again. And Bailey has finally taken the ground. Crocker was in there. Kalis and Wing. Now Head running across field. Trey at Fitzgibbon and Morley. They finally bring him to ground. He's only 5 metres out from the goal line. Can the Dragons level it up? Bailey went a different angle. Nice bounce for Barrett. Dummies, goes himself. Ricketson holds on, gets assistance from Flannery and also Mick Crocker. Could easily have been penalised, both of them, slow to their feet. Now it comes to Head. Dummies inside to Bailey. Dummies on the outside to Willie Manu.
Wait on, Chase. You put him into a dangerous position. Wait on. Put him into a dangerous position. Let's go and report.
Here's the tap from Ennis. It comes to Manu. He charges at the goal line. Can he get it over? No, he's only a metre out. The Roosters' defence is holding only just at the moment. Head turns it inside to Bailey. Great tackle, Adrian Morley coming up off the line, forcing him to ground. They've lost about 15 metres. Now it comes from Ennis to Barrett. Barrett then to Timmins. Timmins at the line again. Finch is there. Fitzgibbon make the tackle. 8 metres out from the goal line. The Roosters defending stoutly at the moment. It comes from Barrett. Hornby on his inside. Finds Bailey. Bailey now is only 3 metres out from the goal line. Crocker there to make the tackle. So too Wing. Barrett again. He's got Manu on his inside. Hands over the top from Head. And Cooper's lost the football. Who's it come off? Play on, says the referee. And the Roosters survive.
And they're very lucky there, the Roosters. One more pass and Best was going over the try line for the Dragons. Good enterprising play. Well, the defence of the Dragons now. They're getting off the line and getting amongst it. That's what they need to do. Put pressure on the Roosters. Try and force an error. He's not going to penalise them.
He's lost the football, Mick Crocker. You can hear the referee say he's not going to get it. That will add a little bit of spice to the game.
And this is what hurt the Roosters there, their completion. And you heard the referee say it's a dominant tackle on just the knee by Willie Manu, nothing in it. And then Finch running in saying you've got to control the football. This now will be 24 tackles in a row. Can they hold out?
Barrett to Cooper. Cooper comes back towards the centre of the ground. Timmins, he goes forward through Minicello. He'll reach out and he will score the try. The Dragons are back. Sean Timmins with the try. 18-16 with a kick to come.
Tremendous effort once again. That would have been up to 24 tackles they would have had to defend for there. The Roosters, they'd been gallant in their defence, but the Dragons showing a bit of composure. Out to Timmins. This is coming back inside to Timmins. Profound, very, very slow moving defence, not coming off the line, and everyone just arm grabbing there from the Dragons and just using the ball 2 passes wide. Cooper once he gets himself involved, the number 4, he's a devastating play. And watch Minicello, a poor attempt, a very poor attempt.
Head with a very important conversion attempt. He struck it magnificently, and we are all locked up on ANZAC Day at Aussie Stadium. The Dragons and the Roosters at 18 all. Buckle up, Greg Alexander. We've got a great ride home.
Oh, what a fantastic finish we're going to have in this one. And they've been the same. All 3 previous games, there's been no more than 4 points in the victories. The 2 victories to the Roosters and 1 to the Dragons. Now, you mentioned how tired the Roosters' defence was looking after 4 sets on their own loan. Of course, they got Minicello, Wing, Fitzgibbon and Kalis backing up after Friday's Test match. And all had busy games.
Willie Manu comes back to that controversial call from Sean Hampstead too. On the loss in the play, the ball from Mick Crocker. Bailey, Morley coming charging out of the line, missed him. Ricketson made the tackle. Young straightening. Crocker over the top.
They've got to keep bringing the ball out to this right-hand side. The Dragons go 2 passes wide now.
Timmins. Ryan Cross with the tackle. 9 short of the halfway line. Ryan Cross and Sean Timmins exchanging pleasantries. Willie Manu had the arm free, able to offload to Hornby. He was tackled just short of the halfway line by Kalis and Wing. Last here for the Dragons. Ennis from acting half is going to kick for the corner. Minicello and Walker are back there. Will it go dead? No, Minicello has to play it. Can he get it back? He does. Away from Bailey. Stumbling. And now tackle 12 out from the line.
What a return from the fullback and a tremendous chase by the Dragons once again as Monahan now takes up. What about the defence? Putting their bodies on the line here, the Dragons, and Craig, big tackle.
Flannery across field. The Roosters chant goes up at Aussie Stadium. In excess of 32,000 here this afternoon, watching a terrific battle between 2 good football sides. And Wing is hit by Craig. And Craig's hurt himself. He is in trouble. He can't get to his feet. He's trying to as Kalis takes it forward. He does get back, Craig now. Gets to his feet. That's courage for you. Now it comes from Finch, who gets his kick away just under pressure from Ennis. Bailey is in trouble now for the Dragons. It comes to Best. The chase is all right from the Roosters, and Morley smashes Best.
And this is what it comes down to. Who's going to be the mentally tough? Make sure that don't miss the tackle or drop the next ball in this next set. That's what they're looking for. Someone just to make an error, then the next team will pounce.
Barrett. Manu. Runs at Walker. Bounces away from him. Morley was there to tidy up for the Roosters. Just short of the halfway line. Slow motion stuff almost there down the blind side of Timmins from Gaznia. He takes the tackle. Ennis goes into acting half. Here's Barrett. Across field to Head, who's kicking. Best and Cooper are chasing. Monahan is back there. Great kick from Head. What a fine touch. Just. It hit the line and came back. It was about a foot away from being a great kick. 32,270 here this afternoon. A record crowd between these 2 clubs. And a great afternoon for rugby league. The last time the Roosters had over 30,000 at Aussie Stadium for a home game was 1996. And the last time there was over 30,000 for a non-final game here was in 2002. So a great afternoon for rugby league. 32,270. It's Fitzgibbon. He's now tackled. 25 out from his own line. 18 all. 20 minutes remaining. I bet you the 32,000 wouldn't mind if it was Golden Point either, to give them more excitement.
Oh, I could go Golden Point in this game. Morley, oh, couldn't run.
Long way to go. As Morley may have been injured in the tackle, holding his hand. Finch is now tackled. Last here for the Roosters. Did he lose it? He did. And he asked for a penalty, doesn't get it, and it's a changeover.
You just see there Ricky Stewart looking on, just trying to say, look, let's lift up the tempo of the game. But it's the Dragons, the players, that he's just dropped the ball cold. That's the correct decision. No, he's calling for a penalty there. He knows he's dropped it.
Bailey up towards the halfway line he goes. No sign of Jason Riles yet either to come back from the blood bin. His head finds Young. 40 metres out looking for a quick play the ball. Kalis is in there to tackle. Now Hornby.
Well, it just shows you how tired some of the forwards are, because Ben Hornby's had to take it forward for them.
Here's Barrett. He's got Cray with him. Now offloads to Gasnier. They slide well, the Roosters have him covered. He doesn't get forced into touch on this occasion. 15 metres out from the line. Nagama to Barrett. Cray on his inside. Chipping over the top for Ennis. It just went away from him and Manu. And Roberts tidies up. And Roberts will be away. No! Cray has come up with a try-saver. 80 out from his own line.
Oh, great effort there, but I just thought one of the Dragons players was taken out of play, going for the ball. And Ennis was the man. Just getting up now. Matthew Brown looks on.
Send off. Come here. Just
Just like before enough. He's fucking
Willie, we don't need you to come in like that. It's very silly. All it was giving a penalty one. They did nothing. You come in with it, rolling him over, not on.
Just a slight little push with the knee. The boys are getting very, very fiery out there. But I still go back to the tackle before, where Ennis had gone through to chase and he was taken out of play. Could have easily gone against the Roosters then as Roberts returned the football.
So here come the Roosters. First time they've been down this end of the field for a long time. Crocker. 15 metres out from the goal line. Ennis finally gets off him. Now Finch. It comes to Roberts. Fitzgibbon goes inside through the hands of Minicello. Play on. Cross at Gasnier. Gasnier holds him. Here comes Cray. Will they force him into touch? Walker tries to help. He calls held now. Sean Hampstead. And Cross finally plays it. Finch had to go behind himself to grab the football. Wing straightens the attack. 9 metres out from the goal line. Minicello, they come left. Ricketson. Fitzgibbon runs through. He holds the pass. Ricketson taken by Cray. Last tackle here. Cross goes into acting half. They come the left. Cross will try and score himself, and it'll be a changeover. He's lost the football. Ricketson makes the tackle on Timmins, who passes to Manu. He can't get away from the tackle of Morley. He almost did.
And that was poor play by Ryan Cross there. Ricky Stewart looking on, just going, he should have passed the ball. Finch was in perfect position. Good defence there by Crocker and Fitzgibbon.
Head. Ball to Cooper. Tries to get on the outside of Roberts, who makes a good one-on-one tackle. 21 metres out from their own line. Best from acting half. Flannery is there. Brings him to ground with Roberts. Lance Thompson coming back on. His head with the kick. No one back there. Minicello has to get his skates on. Best is chasing. He's got two mates with him, and Minicello sometimes can make them look ordinary. He throws to Finch, who finds Walker, and they were able to get up there in numbers there, the Dragons, because of those long passes, and Walker's tackled 15 out from his line.
And did you see who was up there? Timmins, the lock forward, once again, putting his body on the line for his team to get up and chase like crazy. Makes another tackle there.
16 minutes of play remaining, 18 all the score. It was 18-12 at half-time to the Roosters. Ball back on the inside was flat, and it's dived upon by Bailey anyway. And now the Dragons through Young. He pushes away from wing. Has he got the pace? No, he hasn't. Roberts rounds him up. And then coming in late surely was Crocker. And the referee says yes, penalty. Matthew Head wants a sin bin. It's not forthcoming. Will they take the 2? Trent Barrett says yes.
I didn't think they were going to take the 2 then. I think at this stage of the game, with just under 16 minutes to go, Michael Innes is being very, very special out there with his defence running out of dummy half and his defence around the ruck area. But they need to take these 2 just to settle themselves down. They seem to be getting on top of the Roosters as longer the game goes. Dean Young, great work. Throws a little bit of a dummy, goes straight down the middle. Get rid of wing. You're probably feeling the pinch now after that test match as Greg Alexander touched on. And then the late charge by Crocker to give away the penalty.
Hit. He struck it very well, and the Dragons are back in front. 20 points to 18. 14 and a half minutes of play remaining until full time. What a finish we have in front of us. Let's go down to the touchline. Greg Alexander.
Well, we said who was going to be the first to make the mistake, and it was a Michael Crocker penalty then. It was a flop tackle on Dean Young that gave Matthew Head the opportunity to put that ball through. He's been having a running battle, Crocker, with Willie Manu. Manu gave the first penalty away, which gave the Roosters an opportunity only minutes ago. But Michael Crocker, a mistake, a penalty, and 2 points to the Dragons.
Awkward kick, and Manu will be pinned inside his 20, well inside his 20, as the ball was allowed to bounce a couple of times. Here's Riles, head swathed in bandages back on the field, and is tackled 25 metres out from his own line. Now Thompson coming the blind side, runs it cross, bounces away from him, quick play the ball as Fitzgibbon made the tackle. Here's Ennis looking for runners, finds Hornby, and Crocker makes the tackle about 7 short of the halfway line. Here's Timmins out of acting half, runs at Fitzgibbon and also Morley. They make the tackle, 5 into Roosters territory. Last tackle, they come the blind side. Ennis with the kick for the corner. Well-weighted Minicello on his goal line. Here's the chase. The Nagama's tried to trip him. He tried to trip him. Now he goes in the touch. The touch judge comes on. Well, where's Nagama? What were you thinking?
Just a report. Number 5. Who is it? Les? Hey, Brett, please. We got it.
Player slipped over.
All right, let's come out and listen to the cut judge, please.
Player slipped over and attempted the trip.
Yep.
Missed. It was an attempt.
All right, thanks, man. Oh, yeah, what he said. You've tried to trip him. You've apparently missed, but you're on report, right?
He's very lucky to stay on the field. Wes, he just throws out that right foot. Dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
Down to the touchline, Greg Alexander.
Yeah, where's Nagama then as he was walking up to the referee? One of the Dragons players said, "Ref, don't be too hard on him. He doesn't know the rules."
I wouldn't be telling everybody that one, Gregory. I think it's actually one of the Rooster players who said it.
He was very lucky to be on the field as wing. And what it's also done, they should have had to loosen feed, 10 out from the Roosters line, the Dragons. Now they're defending inside their own territory and they're in trouble. Flannery. Riles comes across the top after his ankle tapped by Cooper. Play the ball, Minicello. Now they've got the numbers down that short side, but they slide the Dragons. Crocker plays it. Last tackle here for the Roosters. It comes to Finch. Finch will kick across field. Nagama under pressure again. Here's Walker. Nagama's lost it. Cross has lost it, but he got it back and got it down. I think that's a try.
We're on the 5th of the 5. Just check. And make sure Walker didn't knock it on.
Good decision here by Sean Hampstead, going to the video referee, just making sure that Walker is not knocked on. Where's Nagama? Well, he was the villain down the other end. Is he the man? They're onside. There's not a problem there. There's Ryan Cross, 2 in on your picture. And then Walker coming through. Does he get a hand to it? Oh, it does come off his body. Yeah, good luck. You're right there. Cross. How good has he been today? Defensively, And attack-wise, the passes he's given, the catch he's given, and does he touch the ball here, Walker? He gets that left hand up. Oh.
Geez, I think too, Cross may have taken Gasnier out. Just grabbed him and pulled him back. And there's the try. Tim Mander has awarded the try. And it goes to Ryan Cross, his 6th for the season. But if it wasn't for the... There's going to be benefit of the doubt being explained to Trent Barrett. But if Wes Nagama hadn't tried the trip, Minicello's in touchdown the other end of the field. The Dragons have possession.
And they have another set of 6 going against the Roosters. Once again, it's just the mistakes that they are making. It's probably his confidence down just a fraction too, Wes Nagama. Just a little bit unsure about, number one, making a trip down there, and then going up nice and high. Doesn't get a clean catch on the ball. Ryan Cross, beautiful hands.
22-20. Amos Roberts against one of his former clubs. Adds the extra points. And so the Roosters will head into the final 11 minutes of the match, leading by 24 points to 20. Nathan Brown looks on, a pensive Nathan Brown. He's seen his side do so well so far. And it comes back to little moments in the game, doesn't it, Harry? As we go downstairs to the touchline, Greg Alexander.
Yeah, it does come down to those little moments in the game, and we've spoke about a tight game like this. 1 or 2 incidents from either team. We've already seen Michael Crocker gave away a penalty, which gave the Dragons the lead, and then Nagama, an attempted trip. 5 tackles later, Brett Finch puts a well-weighted kick over into the corner. Ryan Cross scores his 6th try. What a great start he's had to 2005.
Another mistake now. Fioso dropped the ball cold, going to the line. Is this the opportunity the Dragons needed?
Young, 24-20 is a pretty common score in Anzac Day matches. 3 of the last 4 have been 24-20. Justin Poor takes it forward.
The Dragons can score here, but they need to make sure that Barrett gets himself involved in the game.
Thompson almost got through the tackle of Fioso. They're under pressure here, the Roosters. Ennis out of acting half. Looks for Barrett, finds him. Riles the decoy, head, long ball. Cooper's dropped it.
Nathan Brown would be disappointed with that. He shakes the head just a fraction. Cooper, he knows he should have caught the ball. Once again, head going nice and wide and over the top. Only Monahan staying there. He needed to make that catch.
Just keep yourself straight, fellas.
I just think Barrett and Head, they've just got to swap over. Get Barrett the second receiver, let him run the ball to the line.
Jason rolls in, mate. Down.
Morley,
Go, Wayne's off now, let him go.
15 out from his own line. Crocker. Completion rate hasn't been great today. The Roosters, they've dropped the ball. It's 24 out of 39.
That's a penalty. That is a penalty on Riles.
Hey, no.
It's on. It's been coming.
Don't come in.
After the penalty was given for the lifting, the report,
Yeah.
right, there was push and shove, the ball
Yeah.
was thrown, and then a punch was thrown by the Roosters.
All right. All right, Brett. It was cleared. You've come in. No, yeah, they've come in. They've said you've run in and got involved in it. You're going to the bin. Come here. You're coming out. All right. What's happened here is you've gone for lifting tackle. The tackle's on report, and you've also thrown punches so you can join him. The penalty's going to you, right?
Ricky Stewart trying to get some instructions to Ronnie Palmer or someone. With Brett Finch, who will play halfback. That's what he wants to say. Quick tap taken by Wing. And there's the lifting tackle. Paul was placed on report, but Riles was in there as well.
Absolutely, it takes 2.
Here's Tupou. Offloading to Minicello. Breaks out of a tackle. He's got the fullback to beat. Here comes some support in Roberts. He takes the tackle of Hornby. 19 metres out from the goal line. Webb at acting half. Wing. It goes to Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon runs at Gasnier, who makes the tackle. Thompson in there also. Walker is at acting half. Wing now will play half-back for the Roosters. It comes to him. Now to Minicello. Minicello across field. There was no one to pass to. Chris Flannery was about 20 metres away. So he takes the tackle, 12 out. This could be the ball game if they score here, the Roosters. Amos Roberts, yawning gap, and Tupou's dropped it. He was over. It was a yawning gap, and he dropped it cold.
And just then, the play was set up by the captain, Luke Ricketson. He said to Roberts, go in behind. We're going to give a little short ball here. And Tupou, a big yawning. Luke Ricketson do a great job. Roberts, and they'll be disappointed with that because that was the game gone there for the Roosters.
What Ricky Stewart there and John Cartwright behind are talking about with the trainer is that the player was placed on report with Crocker with a spear tackle, free interchange. They could have got Crocker off and had a free interchange. That's what they're talking about, to try and get an interchange back or get Crocker off for a free interchange. That's what they were talking about. As Mick Crocker is on the bench, they wanted it as a free interchange. I'm not sure whether they were successful or not. Riles held on to it. It's all happening in the last 10 minutes at Aussie Stadium. And it's the Dragons ahead by 4. They're both down to 12, and they'll finish the game with 12. Importantly, the Roosters without their halfback. Now Gasnier can't get on the outside of Cross, who does well to wrap him up. Nagama goes into acting half. Finds Barrett on the last, puts it high. Here's some pressure for Minicello. Here they come. Minicello magnificent. Forced in goal. Another set for the Dragons.
What a game of rugby league from both sides. The Dragons, tremendous effort there by Barrett, getting the ball up nice and high, landing around about half a metre from the try line, and then Minicello, safe under the high ball, but as his chase is coming through, they put the pressure on once again. As soon as he took the ball up high, they waited for him to hit the ground, then they made the tackle, Hornby, and Head. I'd love to see Head now and Barrett start running with the football. Only under 6 to go.
And they've let the ball bounce a number of times, and now Riles, again, will only be able to get to the 40. It's a sloppy kick from Amos Roberts, and Hornby trapped it with the leg, and now they find themselves 35 metres out and have used up 2 tackles, and a surrender tackle, they can hold him down. Webb makes the tackle. It comes there from Head to Barrett. Looked on the inside, had no one. Outside to Gasnier. Ball being knocked free by Cross. Was it played at? No knock on, says the referee.
Correct decision there. Cross and Gasnier. They've had a tremendous battle out here on the right-hand flank. Gasnier looks on. Why? He's trying to step inside. Wasn't playing at the ball. Cross play on to the referee.
Morley standing from the scrum. Best is there to make the tackle with Cooper. Now Minicello. Best chases him and wraps him up. Now Fitzgibbon comes to Cross. Now 15 short of the halfway line. Ricketson. Tackle number 4. Webb had no one to pass it to, has to go himself. Riles makes the tackle with Ennis. Last here for the Roosters. Amos Roberts is in there to do the kicking. Under pressure from Timmins, dummies the kick and gets it away in between the winger and fullback. Nagama has it covered though. Across field, away from Flannery, straightens and straight into the shoulder of Tupou.
And it's whoever holds their nerve now. You're just under 5 to go in the game. Who's willing to make that extra yard to tackle, the run, and there goes Riles.
Riles takes it forward. What would you think, Gary? 2, maybe 3 sets left for the Dragons?
I reckon they got 3 sets left. They need Barrett to run the ball as much as possible, play them on the edge. Go down the Morley, attack guys like Big Morley because he's just not going to move. Here's a little chip coat.
Head, will he get the bounce? He does. Here's a chance. Here's a big chance. Cooper, he's got Best on his outside, and he holds it. Does he get it down? The touch judge is over. He slipped. He says he's held up, I think. We're going upstairs. Tim Mander.
Tackle. We're checking the double movement, if there is one.
Well, Matt Chikin slipped over, ended up on his backside, and he thinks it may be a double movement or held up. I thought Cooper for a moment may have bombed it.
Well, that was what they needed to do, wasn't it? Young Head going to the line, putting the chip kick over the top, then had the presence of mind to throw the ball out nice and wide. Does he keep his elbow off the ground? Hits the ground there, and does he reach out?
That's a fair try. His momentum, he ends up his whole body in the in-goal area. We spoke about this on NRL on Fox. He's allowed to promote the football like that if his whole body keeps going. And there's checking in the background on his backside.
I just wonder if Mac
That's fair enough. Here's the decision. Here it comes. It's a try. 24-all at Aussie Stadium on ANZAC Day. Nathan Brown breathes a sigh of relief. Now Matthew Head has to try and convert the try that he set up.
Oh, great vision here by the little number 7. What I loved about it, when he put the kick over, he knew he had to go out to his left as much as possible with Matt Cooper. Had plenty of pace, reached out there. Tremendous effort from the Roosters in defence, but just couldn't hold up Matt Cooper. He's put a few down today, but I tell you what, he's got the one that was needed.
Can there be any arguments, Gary Freeman, that in front of 30-odd thousand on ANZAC Day, that this game of rugby league is not the greatest game of all?
Oh, mate, it is fantastic. There is not a better game. There is not a better game for excitement, for body contact. And look at this here, 24-all with the kick to come. 4 out of 5 today.
Matthew Head. 5 metres in from touch.
Sorry, mate, the only people that aren't hoping he kicks it, of course, the Rooster supporters who are all booing.
23 metres out. A great angle of what faces him. A tough kick. It's not his preferred side. He moves into it. Watch it on its way. It's coming! It's coming! It's coming! It is there! The Dragons are in front with 2 minutes to go. It is 26-24. Matthew Head, take a bow. Down on the touchline, Greg Alexander. What an afternoon.
Yeah, what a finish to this game. Matthew Head, hasn't he come good for the Dragons? It was his kick just before half-time where they got a try and got them back into the game. And then a chip and regather for Cooper's try. Great ANZAC Day match. And
he's hurt Matthew Head from that short re-kick. And as I mentioned, Finch, the halfback, gone for the Roosters. And Head stood up when Finch was off there down to 12. They have possession, 87 seconds left. They play it quickly, Ennis now to Thompson. He's taken by Tupou and also Fitzgibbon. Can they hold on? There'll be one more set here. That's forward. That's a mile forward from Ennis. They're the mistakes that turn games. Nathan Brown can't believe it. The Roosters have got to run to the scrum. They're taking their time. They pack now. 1 minute and 3 to go.
Oh, it's had everything at this game now. Just watch out for Roberts. He's going to be at the 5'8" position receiving the ball. Riles looks on. He thought they'd done enough. He'll have a go at Gaz now. If he gets around, anything could happen.
It comes now to Amos Roberts. Minicello tries to get on the outside of Head. He pushes away from him. Hornby's there. Hornby assists Head in making the tackle. They're 48 metres away from the goal line. Monahan at acting half. Now it comes to Roberts. He gives it to Morley. The clock is counting down. 40 seconds remaining. 40 metres away they are. It comes to Ricketts and Roberts has knocked it on, and that's the ball game. Surely they can't get beaten from here, can they, the Dragons? The Dragons fans are on their feet at Aussie Stadium. Timmins runs from acting half. Tupou tries to steal it. Ricky Stewart's turned his back and walked away. He thinks it's over. Timmins will play the ball. He does so. Ennis, he must be breathing a sigh of relief. What a win this will be for the Dragons. They've only beaten the Roosters once in their last 8 games. There's only 13 seconds to go. Timmins again from acting half. He's hit hard by Tupou after he bounced away from cross. He's a couple of metres short of halfway. They're on their feet, the Dragons fans. They count down the clock. Ennis kicks it into touch, and that will be full time. A memorable win for the St George Illawarra Dragons. They have beaten the Sydney Roosters by 26 points to 24. What a game.